Hello and welcome everybody out there in Twitch and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. I would also like to point out that for the first time in 3 weeks, I moved into this game without having it be the eyeball fucking you know, Wilson view. Before we jump into the action, I'd just like to pat myself on the back for that, and also remind you if you are liking this content, and maybe you do like the eyebrow streams, who knows? Maybe you just want to look at my eyes. I don't care. Like, comment, and subscribe. All of those help us out so very much. Frambar, thank you so much for the subscription. Philip Del Ogan, hey, welcome to chat, everybody. And if you want to participate in games like this one, we have many open slots available across our numerous games that happen throughout the week. Reach out and let me know. We have a Patreon set up for anybody who wishes to join our games. So just let me know. And that's it. No, I am not concerned with my eyes. However, Arite, tell us what happened last session. One second. Stop talking. My desktop audio is not picking up for you guys. Somebody say something?
Hi.
Something.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just continue. If they missed that first part, it's fine. Watch last session. Sorry about that.
Where Kale met Creve in the library in Zarthus Kittrell. Oh yes, the thought dream. I forgot about that. Thank you, Ian. We all had a shared dream.
Excuse me, rephrase.
Mingled dream.
There we go. That helps the algorithm. Thank you. Thank you.
In this mingled dream, where we mingled in our dreams, Mikit had met Mikit and Kale met with a strange satyr while Araiti and Rurik had met up with a few strange beings. I think there was a satyr, minotaur, and something else. I didn't quite catch the third one there, but
Goliath.
Goliath in a bubble. Upon getting their attention, eventually the tunnel we were in exploded, launching Rurik across the, I guess it's the astral sea sky. Upon downtime, Kale had gone to the library, meeting Creve also coincidentally being there, where they had researched where to find the next sense of the true king. They had rediscovered a story mentioned over by one of the elders from a city named Charis about 3 trees offering knowledge. Everyone else for downtime just kind of did their own unrelated things that I totally remember.
Okay. That it?
Yes?
Very well. So, for the second time, you all meet up again for dinner. This time, Kyle, you're actually the first one at the table, and everybody else is kind of wandering in. Most of them look beaten, bloodied, bruised, like pretty haphazard ultimately. Aside from Makit. No, Makit, did you do spellcasting challenges?
I was interested, but I did not.
What about you, Wine?
Well, I did the healing thing, so I probably
Oh.
have extra radishes.
That's fair, yeah. So Arite, Creve, and Kael all look beaten, bloodied, and bruised.
I don't.
Not Kael, Rorik. God damn it, yeah. So you look at everybody walking in.
Looked your back once again.
He had a went to the fight pits to help out maybe, but lost a couple, and then the one got went against, he kept hitting me with the stick. I hit him with my stick. Oh god.
Sounds like something I'd have wanted to see.
I need to take a nice hot bath maybe.
Just
Aren't
yeah,
any
just
of
take
you
a
capable of
longer break.
doing any healing?
You're super quiet.
Yep. Sorry about that. Aren't any of you capable of healing?
I mean,
my head hurts.
I can
Don't yell, please.
I'm sorry, I can heal. It's just my healing shouldn't be for selfish reasons like this.
It's not selfish for you to heal me.
Oh no, here. And work will healing hands, Creve. For
yes, thank you very much. I like it when you touch me.
no problem.
I just want to point out, Ivza said he likes it when Norman touch him.
To each their own. Honestly, who knows which one of them is older?
Yeah, hard to tell.
Mika, I learned never to ask you anything.
Fair enough.
I have not learned this lesson yet, though. Mika, explain.
Nope.
No.
Continue with
Ah,
role playing.
Work stream.
Those were fun fights.
Well, seems you all had quite a lovely time at the arena, I assume. At least I hope it's the arena and not some idiot that decided to challenge and you beat them down.
Challenge what?
No.
And is that I'll let Arite explain. He's a native here after all.
Oh, it was a glorious.
Yes, Arita here did quite a good job.
I almost got to the top, but well, I got knocked down a couple of pegs.
I was underestimating some of the opposition here, I think. I did fairly good enough, I suppose.
By the way, before I forget, I did get a favor from the Temple of the Crystal Dragon and paid him for some services, and I got these, and where it pulls out 5 healing potions. Yeah, potions of healing, I should say. It's some for all of us.
Yeah, distribute. You should distribute them to them. Since I have my own for now.
Yeah, out of character.
Plus, yeah. Plus, I think the ones that usually take a beating, as she looks at you, Arite, and Kale, since the last time he went scouting, everything just ended up smacking into
Correction,
the
the
ground.
last 2 times he went out scouting.
Exactly.
Um,
Thank you.
He's good at his job.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I
I
found the
think-
danger.
Right.
Yeah, he's good at his job.
Mhm. Yeah, I think they should need it in case I don't make it in time.
Yeah. Out of character though, what I was trying to get at was with the 5 potions of healing, we can split whoever thinks they need it. So take it whoever wants it.
Out of character, I think like Rite could take an extra one as well since he has the bulk of.
Alright, in that case, 2 for Arite, 2 for Carol, and then 1 for you, Grieve.
Oh, thank you. Yes. I mean, it's well, I don't know how this group works when if you are faced with a common enemy or something on the battlefield, how you work. But I prefer to stay a little bit on a distance. But I need at least 1 portion. Yes, thank you.
I mean, Miki tends to be kind of the same like you, since in his words, what was it? Meat shields, meat bags, or something.
I'm fairly sure it was the first one about meat shields.
So that's
if
one
you
I
want
don't
to be
consider me
real
as a meat
about-
shield.
Holy fuck, everyone talked at once. What?
Well, if you want to be rude about it, you can go ahead and call it that.
And let me correct you on something. It's not the Platinum Dragon.
No, I never said platinum.
Oh,
you
I'm
said-
replying to someone who messaged me. It's not the Platinum
Oh.
Dragon.
Ah.
But no. But no.
Actually, also we are those were your words, Makit. Out of character, I'm saying this. Those were your words.
Yeah, I know.
Well, on the brighter side of your bruises, I've found some interesting shenanigans this week. Would you guys be happy to hear about it?
You got everything you needed from the archives?
Not everything, but probably everything I could get from the archive. What we need, it will be up to you. And actually, so you remember last week we discussed about like 3 trees, a burial site of 1 tree that should sit around Draconia, the tree that was cut with the trucking knowledge and all that jazz that we discussed lately. Obviously, such a burial place is a big secret in the Draconian society. But what isn't a secret is who is supposed to keep the secrets in this society. So there are a few families that might know about this place and the place we're looking for. Obviously, they're all dead. And we need to talk to one of the second-borns in one of those families. And so there are like those 5 families. That's the Ofridish, the Avis, Berish, Zofpatis, and Stormwind.
So we find some of their remaining descendants, and we ask them what they might know.
So the fun fact is that there are no remaining descendants. They're all Draconians, and so they had all been exterminated by either the Frigid Doom for Rugal, or the tailless ones.
Dragonite.
So the Revenites. So the fun point is that we'll have to find a way to speak with dead.
I don't know if there's a way. Anyone can speak with the dead. It's just hearing a reply would be kind of worrisome.
Always
Forgive me if I
finicky.
am. Go ahead.
No.
Forgive me if
What?
I am wrong, but I believe I have heard of magic that allows people to speak with dead people.
There.
True.
I didn't think such magic existed.
I have heard of this myself. I don't know how to do it, but I know it is possible.
If I were to have made this spell, I would probably have called it Speak with Dead.
It
Title
seemed
drop.
Boring, isn't it?
I mean, it gets right to the point though, but it's usually it's from what I've heard about the wizards that make those kind of spells like to name it after themselves.
Fireball. Silent Image.
So it could be like Meekit's ghostly conversation or something like that.
That's a
that.
good one.
That egotistical.
Well, what would you name it then?
Speak with dead. Straight to the point.
Okay, do seriously none of you have Speak with Dead?
Well,
Third level
semantics name semantics aside, it's perfectly possible to cast it and speak with them. Although I assume they were dead for quite a long time. If they are, then speaking with them will probably be a little bit difficult, and sometimes they end up being quite incoherent about it. Since, unlike ones that are dead in a recent fashion, as in a year or two, it's easier for their spirits to maintain some semblance of thought. If they died a long time ago, then we would have quite the effort needed to make them explain the things that we want to hear instead of whatever they saw on the other side.
So
If you could-
I'm not quite following exactly who we need to speak to that is dead. Would you repeat that for me?
Well,
Yeah,
I believe
so-
it could be any of the upper echelon of the Dragon Bullets, if I am following Kale's logic.
I see.
And for the
Unless-
record, Speak with Dead does not need to be a fresh body, as long as it has a skull and a mouth.
That's rather grim, but with this spell, you can just speak to anyone.
And when that's dead, and if the spell hasn't been casted on them within 10 days.
You said you could do it, and you can do it as well, Makit.
Oh, not really. Kale, I've already said I have no idea how to solve that. You don't need to speak up on it anymore.
Well, in any case, Kale, I assume they would have a tomb of some kind,
And
what did they just end up being thrown in a pit somewhere?
And I pull my glasses up my nose, and I say, "Well, that's the great bit of it." And what I found this week is that there is another burial ground that is dedicated to the highborn families of the Dragon Bloods, where they all supposed to be put together. So if we can find this place, find a second born of one of those families, and desecrated its tomb and find its skull, then there is a slight chance that we could get some answers. It's a lot of if and a lot of might and a lot of maybes, but that's all we have at the moment.
I don't know if I'm too comfortable with desecrating a body just for this purpose, but I mean, if we do it respectfully, that there's a way to.
Think about it. You're desecrating a tyrant.
Well, is it possible maybe if we find the body, we could bring it back, and maybe some of your friends in this what you do, the crystal dragon or what you call it, maybe they can, or the dragon can do it for us?
No,
I don't know.
bringing it back here would get people hostile towards us instead, because these are not like the dragon bones that are here. They specifically hate this kind of dragon bone.
Yeah.
Well, if we only take the head, they won't see that they have no tails.
I mean, unless the tomb is heavily guarded, we could just cast it there, since there's no. We don't need to like desecrate the body for it. We just open the cover, talk to it, and close it up.
I like that plan over the idea of taking their body away from their burial site.
And you do realize that if we're cutting off that hair, the body is definitely being desecrated.
No, I'm not specifically talking about cutting off the head. It's just open the sarcophagus and just cast it on it with the body intact.
And then return the cover to the sarcophagus when we're done.
But how are we going to do this if none of you can cast this spell?
I can technically. I would need roughly 150 gold, but if I have a scroll here somewhere, then I could copy it into my spellbook.
I believe Ein is capable, so I think that would be. And no offense to you, Mickey, but
I love how a fighter knows clerics have spells.
Ein said that she is able to do stuff.
She did. That's like Rick mentioned it too.
Oh, did I miss that part? I thought
Yeah,
she just glazed over the fact that she could. Okay.
Yeah, no, Ein said I can do that.
I basically, the way I said it is just implying that, yeah, I can cast it, is why I put up the idea first, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then you have somebody who can do it.
I mean, it's something we didn't rearrange to be done, but I'm not too comfortable in doing it, since hearing dead people talk is quite uncomfortable after all.
I can imagine, but I think there could be some good uses to it too.
Probably the last example someone showed at me back then during training is the dead person ends up speaking in riddles and circles, and no one knows if it's a truth or a lie.
If this is something we need to do in order to find out what we need, then I don't see the problem. I mean, if this dead dragonborn is going to protest, maybe then sure. But
Even if he protests, no one here cares about him anymore. So I'm not, even though I'm not that much of a fan of this spell, but if we need it for our purpose, then I wouldn't mind just doing it, although it takes a while to cast it.
Well, so I guess we have a location, we know what we have to do, and we have a way to do it. When are we leaving?
yes, very good. Today, maybe later, or tomorrow.
Let's do tomorrow morning.
Alright.
If we do it tomorrow, it'll give me time to prepare the spell. And have
That's
How long-
we just finished dinner, so it would be rude to leave now.
How long does it take to travel there?
Gale should know
Maybe
it.
a couple of days. We need to go all the way across the Dreamouth Ravine up north.
We'll likely have to go through those tunnels yet again, because if you remember, the territory is that of a Draken Mara.
We'll have to go through this territory anyway. And
yeah. By the way,
I don't.
we could have time to like ask the guards like if there's what kind of dangers are there. Might as well later on.
Ravi seems like he might know, or at least know someone who would know.
Unless Kale has researched it already, since he's quite a studious one after all.
I was more focused on finding stuff in the past than stuff in the present.
You're always a fan of finding out history of things and all these ancient riddles and whatnot.
Because the present is boring.
Alrighty. So, you're all going to rest up today and leave tomorrow?
Yep. Although I'm thinking Rurik might try to stop by Ravi's tonight just to see if he knows anyone we can refer to.
Well, you guys are currently at Ravi's.
Oh. He might try to see if Ravi's home to see if he knows anyone he could refer us to.
Okay. So you go and you rasp on his door. Very
Excuse me.
groggily
sorry.
opens it for you.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for disturbing your rest.
Yeah.
I guess everything's wiping you out these days, huh?
Dealing with people is more tiring than fighting.
Ain't that the truth? Anyways, I was just wondering, we're thinking about heading out tomorrow morning, and our travels were gonna take us through areas of the Dreamouth Ravine. Do you know anyone who might be able to guide us or give us a map or any sort of guidance?
I mean, a map, you can take one of those from my basement. However, for guidance, I mean, city's not really in a position where we're willing to risk anyone to go out there right now. And anybody else who isn't important to the city who would offer to do it, I wouldn't trust to do it. They'd be a liability. I mean, I can give you some pointers. More or less, at nighttime, don't use fires. Everything that lives out there really is attracted to light most of the time, so that's not really good for you. Don't carry any fresh meat on you. There's a lot of things that have really good senses of smell. Don't, leave your wounds unattended to for too long, because the weather has a way of making your wound become a bit more of a sickness to you. Not to mention things can smell incredibly well, so if they smell blood, food's scarce to come by, they're coming for you.
And Ravi,
Thank you.
Yeah?
So we need to go to the burial grounds next to Old Draconia. Would you advise going through the ravine for that, or going through the tunnel we went in and make the trip around?
I mean, regardless, you're gonna have to cross the ravine. The tunnel will pop you out on the other side, but unless you're willing to scale up about 400 or 500 feet of sheer cliffs, I would say you want to take the ravine. There's a couple of slopes that you can walk across to get up those cliffs to the heightened level. I mean, unless all of you feel confident enough in climbing that you're not worried about falling 500 feet. Or getting stuck up there when harpies come by, or when Yeti come by, or
Harpies, you say?
when yeah. We got a big group of what do they call them? The more magic-y kind. Or not sure.
Sirens?
No.
Can I roll a? I'm not sure what kind of check that would be.
Nature.
Sure.
For you, that's nature.
Yeah.
18. There are the feminine harpies, and they're called the feminine because they do have this ability where in harpy culture is a more feminine thing to practice magic than it is to practice brutality and force. And they're the ones that are more inclined towards magic, and sometimes they can become pretty damn adept at it too.
I see.
Yeah, pretty good. But yeah, I think that's all the tips I could really give. I mean, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't like to be stuck on the side of a sheer fall and have to fight some anything that could get up to me and easily maneuver around, you know.
No, it's not the ideal situation.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ravi, in case this is the last time we see you, thanks, and it was a pleasure meeting you, my friend.
Oh yeah, sure. Hey, don't speak like that. I mean, everyone else is young enough that they should probably be around next time.
No, I'm fairly sure that whatever happens, they'll get through it, but you know, you never know when old age is gonna catch up to me.
Yeah, I feel that one in the bones. All right, I'm gonna go back to sleep. Right. Oh, the maps in my map case in the cabinet in the showroom.
Thank you, Ravi.
Yep.
You have a good night.
You too. Hey, don't take any other maps, just that one.
Of course. And yeah, Rick will retrieve that map for the party. Probably give it to Kyle because he's the one who's expert at this stuff.
Sure.
I'll make a
Smartest
copy of
one
the
in
map.
the smartest one in the party.
Yeah. Sure. What were you saying, Kyle?
I'm gonna make a copy of the map.
Okay. Do you have spare parchment?
I have cartographer's tools.
That's not spare parchment
includes-
necessarily.
That includes parchment.
Yes, but that's like loose parchment. It's not like a map, because this is a fairly sizable, like 2 foot by 2 foot map. You can purchase spare parchment from the library or anybody else for like 5 gold a sheet.
Or you could get
That's
a
that
tattoo.
expensive?
Yeah, paper is hard to make without technology.
Or we get some paint and ink and needles and stuff, and we tattoo the map onto our bodies.
You have to remember, books are like 10, 15 gold. And those are a lot less paper.
I would have made a copy if I had stuff to do so, but and to just leave the map to Ravi. But
Yeah, take it with you.
if it's expensive, I'll just take it.
So, you all want to go to sleep? Anything else?
While they're all doing that, I would probably go back to my family home, give my goodbyes. That'd probably be it.
And yeah, I'm gonna go out and get myself a warm fur coat.
Very well. Warm fur coat. Are you looking for a nice one or just one?
Just one that will protect me in cold weather.
Okay, 5 gold.
All right.
Easy enough.
Didn't we? So just I don't remember. We all bought some cold cloth in Charis, right?
Creve was not with you.
Yeah. But for the rest of the group, because I don't remember if that's
Yes, all of you have warm clothing. Creve does not.
Yeah.
Because I didn't write it down.
All right, so what were you trying to do, Arite?
Oh, just go to my family home, give my goodbyes.
They'll your dad'll cry a little bit, but your mom will, nod in agreement that you should probably get going.
Ooh, she doesn't like me. Jeez, okay.
That's not liking you, that's tough love.
Well, yeah, as I could admit, she does like you a bit. Not too obvious.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, everybody, you gather your things and you go to sleep. The following day, you all wake up and you start heading out. Nope, no more mingled dreams this time. They don't happen every night, guys.
Yeah.
How
But
cool
I
would that
like
be to have
mingling
a
in my
mingled-
dreams.
Yeah, how cool would it be have a mingled dream every night? We have fun in the day together, and then we have dreams together.
All right, the algorithm can support itself.
No rest ever.
But anyways, you all head out of town. So, who's taking up the lead with the map?
I am.
Roll me a survival check, please.
Yup.
I would also like to point out that at this time that Creve has summoned his familiar, which is a black cat. Goes by the name of Omen.
Omen?
Omen, yeah.
Omen.
You see that I have my owl on the shoulder, and I walk ahead, and my owl is doing the owl thing where it just turn his head all the way around, like exorcist kind, and he cannot take his eyes out of your cat. It's just like.
And
Just-
Omen will definitely growl at Buster.
Oh, I just
And I
wanna
said
see how
growl, not hiss. It growls.
All right.
I just want to say hello, though, when I know how.
I know.
I mean,
I know how we would call our group. It's not the menagerie coast. It's the Xorasian menagerie.
I mean, pretty damn much. So,
Nobody wants to help on the survival before I roll it.
I was going to say
Jesus.
Go ahead, Rurik.
I was gonna say I wanted to, but I think Rurik would probably be kind of trailing in the more towards the rear.
I feel like me being a bit more familiar with the area would be a good choice to help Kale.
There you go. You
I'll
can help.
cast guidance on either of you.
You're going to cast guidance the entire time, every single minute of every single day that
I
you are
thought this
traveling.
was sort of as we were trying to pick out the trailer.
Well, I mean, it's easy to figure out which direction you go, that one. But you can do that with guidance. It's just that's going to be
No.
exhausting.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I don't think that's needed.
23's alright. So, as you walk out of the town and everybody begins walking to the left, you kind of whistle and point to the right, and everybody follows you. Looking at the map itself, it is a much more blown up image of the Drimoth Ravine. Specifically, the mountains within about a mile outside of it, and the two entrances at the Zarzith Kittrell and into the hosts of Igathod. And as you start traversing across it, you do notice that there is a couple of spots on there that have yellow circles around them.
Yellow circles around.
Spots on the map.
Okay.
You are going to have to walk through a tunnel system for a short period of time before popping out into the ravine itself, but it's going to be a very short period of time.
Long enough for an encounter, though.
What'd you say?
Will it be long enough for an encounter, though?
No, not this part. He didn't choose one of the other routes that could have been possible if he rolled lower.
Best route.
Yeah, quickest route, more specifically. Best route, maybe. Definitely the quickest. You would have to be aware of the actual terrain around here to choose the best route before getting clear-cut signs of what might actually be within your limits. But after about 2 hours of walking through a couple of tunnels, each of you step out into a massive ravine. You look on either side of you, and the snow-tipped mountains are pointing up towards the sky, coating across most of them. The cliff's edge has snow being pushed and fluttered out against it, down into this area, and all of you have to climb on top of the compacted, thick, heavy snow in order to start traveling across it.
The key will be using a distance to make himself lighter, so less chance of sinking into the snow.
Very well. So, as soon as you all get out here, you are hit with that frigid cold that stretches across the entirety of this ravine. Now, interestingly enough, it hasn't always been this cold in this ravine, though you are still within the winter's season inside of Xhorhas. It wasn't until the frigid doom took up territory that the landscape was changed, possibly forever. I mean, 100 years later, and it's still covered in the snow, and the weather seems to persist and emanate around here very consistently. The aftermath of that dragon still lingering here today. Now, as the two of you are in the front, Arite and Kyle, I would like marching order from everybody else.
I'll be in the rear. The others can be
Somewhere in the
wherever
middle.
you want. Yeah, I'll be the backmost, since I'm technically the heaviest along with my luggage. So I'll end up being dragging myself through the snow with my shovel, just pulling me up.
Well, sorry, I'm actually looking for the map. I believe there's a map for this. What?
If your stuff is weighing you down that much, I could lighten the burden.
It's still within tolerable range for now. I'll tell you once it gets a little too burdensome for me.
Wow, this
Alright.
entire corner doesn't have maps for it. That's sad. That's really upsetting. I'd rather it have maps. This is like one of the more interesting portions of Xhorhas. It's a little too late for that, Rorik, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, you would have had to have remembered beforehand, but yeah.
Dang it.
So, if this is your guys' marching order, Rorik, you put yourself to the right of them?
I'm pretty much like I'm also in the rear, but maybe ahead of Ein.
All right, because where it looks on the map, you're next to Kyle in the front.
Ah, sorry.
Thank you.
Alright, where's Buster? Let's get Buster out there.
Okay. Then I would like the next people in the front, aside from the two navigating, to roll me a perception check. And I would like the people in the rear to roll me a perception check. So that would be Makit in front and Ian in back. Or you can have the Mastiff do it instead of one of the two of them. But they would have to move into that position, not right beside you.
Oh.
I have no idea what my cat has for stats.
It is cat.
Yeah, but does it have like keen hearing and smell as well? Or is that...
Oh, I did not give you cat. Okay, 1 second. Cat.
And can my familiar also look around while we walk in?
Nope. Only 2 people interact with the checks at a time.
Okay.
There you go. You now have the character sheet for cat.
I've had my familiar roll instead of me.
That's fair. Go ahead. Oh, is that what it rolled? A 4?
I mean, if I can have it roll instead of me, then sir, it's just that I rolled the 4.
Yeah, a little too late on that one then. Sorry.
That's why I said I should have done it.
Yeah, I didn't hear the first part of it. Ian, are you rolling or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I'll roll.
Sure.
I'll guidance myself for it. Why not? Oh,
Very well. The
Hey,
snow
gentlemen.
whipping around here and fluttering into your faces is kind of distracting. It makes it very inhospitable to travel across. Yeah, 7 doesn't do it either. All of you are stuck kind of sheltering your faces as best as you can out here. Trying to, solidly stay out of the way of too much of the wind tunnel in the center portion of the ravine. Now, as you exit out, it is narrow enough right now where it's only about 200 or so feet from the left side of the ravine to the right side. Which side do you wish to be on? Navigators.
On the less narrow one, so that it would be easier for Ian and the.
Well, you're not walking up.
Mhm.
I'm saying which side of the ravine at the bottom, which you are currently in, do you wish to be on?
Oh.
The left or the right?
Draconia is on the left.
That is correct.
There's also less yellows. Well,
Yeah.
not less, but
And the burial ground was on the northern range, so we should keep on the left.
All right. So you're sticking to the left. As you kind of gain that respite from the wind blowing through here, leaning closer to the left-hand side, periodically as you are walking, you all do... Not all of you, actually. Wait, no, none of you have a negative in your perception, right? Yeah, no, cool. You all notice periodically a stray rock will crumble off the ledge up high down towards all of you.
Watch out!
You shout that?
Please.
No, I'm not shouting at. I'm saying it loud enough so that everybody in the group hear it.
Give me a charisma check. Let's see how loud you shout that.
oh god, please don't have a shitty roll.
avalanche.
Yeah, I was gonna say, shout that.
Okay. You're careful enough to shout. Quietly shout to all of them, and as you do that, another stray rock just like tink, 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 tink.
Cal, we need to be a bit more quiet. if you're too loud, they might start something like a rock slide or an avalanche.
Or you could call the harpies or something like it. Maybe.
Yes, Ravi did warn us particularly against the harpies.
And the Yetis.
And the
That
Dracomera.
is a fair point.
We know about the Dragonmare.
Oh, don't worry. There's plenty of options.
Don't worry, he's got ways to kill us. Don't worry.
You know what? I think Ravi would have just warned us about the Valley.
He did. He said, "Yeah, we're not going to risk anybody out there."
Although, if you guys who help me want to go out there, that's fine. I don't mind.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's you guys do you, right?
If the
You
harpies
guys
do
do
show up, I think we should try maybe charming them.
Uh,
It can work, you know.
I mean-
it might be possible, but I think I'm a little past my prime for that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm pretty sure the Harveys are the one that do the charming, not the other way around.
Well, you're still a stout man, you know. It's if they are lonely enough, maybe they will.
yeah, you could do it both ways. Have Rurik do his signature spell where he just calms everyone down, and then you can start the charming.
Yeah, that's very good. Yes.
I'm pretty sure it'd keep them too calm to be charmed that way.
Depends how you charm. If you're James Bonding them, yeah, they can't be calm.
Listen, let's just get a move on. Let's just be quick. Not so quick as to accidentally cause anything. Let's just speed walk, yes?
Right.
That way.
I'm Sean Connery. I'm here to shave you.
Yes. My name is Creve. Creve.
Grieve. Yes, I'm here to shave you. No thanks, man. I like my hair.
Yeah, I worked hard on it.
But anyways, as you continue walking through this ravine, I would like one of you to please roll me a d8.
Oh, okay, so I think it's AD 100.
Actually, good point. No, this ravine is deadly enough that no matter what, things have a high possibility of happening. D8.
Dang.
Oh, God.
3.
He rolled low.
No. Ignore the D100. It's fine. This is a deadly enough place that things do happen here. Or sorry, this is an untamed enough place that things do happen here. It's not if they, it's when they.
Yeah, there's a 7/8 chance of things killing us here.
Trying to kill us.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Very well. As you are all walking through here, the snow picks up to an incredibly strong push against you all. There are sections of the ravine now that have these flurries just falling off like sheets of snow on top of a car down towards you all. I would like all of you to give me an acrobatics check.
Can I use guidance on that?
It is an ability check, so sure.
All right.
Guidance myself. Acrobatic.
Rurik, the old paladin monk.
All right, well that's 5.
Hey, 19.
3.
Yeah. Let's just try to set up the D4.
18. Arite, you're kind of getting stuck further behind everybody, and Kyle, because of this harsh wind, you do have to put the map away, Luckily, you do have your cartographer's tools, which has a map casing to keep it safe no matter what. But everyone else, as you are moving through here, you're watching the cliff's edge as best as you can. It's slowing only Arethe down, and it's up to all of you if you wish to stay far enough back to actually be with them.
What? I'll be with them.
So do you all slow down to Arethe's pace?
Vurik would definitely do so.
Yeah, I guess I would as
Mickey,
well.
could you give him a help? Like give him a hand, like give him a slight push of gravity, so he can keep up to us rather than us keeping to him.
A short push would not really contribute anything, considering this is how the day is going.
Vurik
Yeah, but
may be old, but he will lend his shoulder to Arite to help him out.
Okay. So,
but, I mean, give it like out of character. What I was thinking is like using like the gravity so it can be lighter, and therefore add some speed also, because I think it's one of the feature of this feature.
I feel like that would make me go flying away.
Yeah, because he said strong winds, so
strong
that's like
winds.
that's like, hey, make me as light as a kite.
A
Alright.
halfling with an umbrella would gust away.
Gusts of wind me, so it's
That's fine.
equal.
But yes. So you all slow down to be with Arethe.
I'm sorry, guys. This heavy armor is just weighing me down.
That's
Yeah.
alright.
Tell me
Thanks.
about it.
It takes getting
This
used
is-
to.
How is he keeping your feet on the floor or on the snow?
So, you all push through, and after about 6 or so hours of marching, only with one break to eat and take a few drinks of water outside of the crushing winds of this ravine, all of you are starting to feel very tired. Would you like to push further to get your full 8 hours of marching done? Or are you willing to call it at 6?
I say we preserve our strength, and I mean, we are not in a hurry, are we?
Yeah, I agree. Overexerting ourselves, especially in this harsh cold weather, would be a disadvantage in the long run when we
Yes.
travel.
Need also just everyone make sure that you're staying hydrated, despite what people might think. Snowy terrain like this is often one of the biggest places to be dehydrated. If you need to drink water, fill up at your water skins with some snow and let it melt. But don't eat snow.
Especially not the yellow one, I know.
I should just slap you for saying that.
I'd allow it.
Alright, I slap him
dodge.
with my mage hand.
Your mage hand is visible, but
Eldritch Blast the Mage Hand.
rude.
Pew pew.
Just going for a high five. But anyways, after only 6 hours of marching with difficult terrain, you all eventually have to find some type of shelter to rest in. Are you looking for a place to set yourselves up, or what?
I can
I'm looking.
do something if I have this little ritual I can make to keep us safe for the most part.
Oh, you as well?
that's- Oh, is it like one of those spells that sets an alarm around the area so we know if anything's comes to attack us?
It's not an alarm, it keeps us hidden.
Oh, you have an invisibility spell.
Well, something like that. They call it, well, tiny hut. It
It's
doesn't
made
look
by
like a
the-
hut at all, but
I
That is
I
keep
know.
us away from.
As made by Leorman.
Oh, you know Leoman too. I met an old fellow back in my own village. He owned just a small little wooden hut. His name was Leoman.
right. I will try and just don't go outside of the area, because then it's this
Take a second. Does it keep us warm and away from the cold?
Yes, it keeps you comfortable and good temperature. It's not warm per se, but it's not cold either.
And
It's comfortable.
we want to sleep on the snow, or maybe we want to find some place where the ground will be a little less snowy.
It's up to you, I suppose. I mean, we can put our bedrolls maybe on the snow. Isn't that good enough?
Give me a minute. I'll just look around for 10 minutes and then we
Okay. Roll me a perception check. Disadvantage because of the heavy winds.
Yeah.
I said disadvantage.
Oh,
21. You take about 5 minutes or so and climb up a small mound of snow before you realize that you're actually close to one of those pathways up the ravine, and there does appear to be a hauled out tunnel not far away from you, maybe 15-minute march.
let's get there. We can go, maybe get there in 15 minutes and we'll be probably covered from the wind and having some drier place to sleep.
Well, yes. Okay.
So you all push forward for an additional 15 minutes, which is not terrible. As you get over to that little cliff's edge and begin walking up the side of it, the winds do slam against you much more aggressively now that you are giving yourself a heightened elevation. And you get over towards this little out cave, which is roughly only about 3 feet wide at the furthest reach, roughly about 8 feet tall or so, but stretches back for about 15 feet. It's a thin forming tunnel out here. It looks almost like there was a vein of some type of rock that was excavated out from this groove here. Sizable, but Arite, you would recognize the vein-like nature because your mom. That was not a joke. That was actually because of your mom.
Yeah, I know.
This looks like
Doesn't end to the female there, like, or it goes further deep.
Oh, it only goes in about 15 feet and then stops.
Yeah, okay.
Now keep in mind it's only about 3 feet wide or so, which is about your shoulders. Like it's a little bigger than your shoulders, of course. 3 feet 1 meter. So you can squeeze in here, but it's definitely a squeeze.
And this seems like a comfortable spot and secure as well to take shelter. Good job, Kale.
Yes, very good.
The only thing I will point out to those of you with tiny hut is it is a little too small to summon a tiny hut in. You need a 10-foot by 10-foot area. Or 5-foot by 5-foot? One or the other.
It's a 10-foot radius.
And
So 5 foot, yeah, but it's not 5 feet wide, it's 3 feet wide. So it's a little too small to summon the hut inside the cave itself. But the cave does give you respite from the wind, the weather, and the wet.
I can summon the hut just on the outside, maybe.
But you'd have to be in it.
Do I?
Yep, tiny
Yeah, you
hut
have to-
immediately disappears if you ever leave it.
Yeah, take it from the master.
Well, it does say that the atmosphere inside the space is comfortable and dry regardless of the weather outside.
The atmosphere is.
Oh.
That doesn't mean anything about the ground.
Yeah, sure enough.
that's what my prestidigitation is for.
But I mean, you could set up your hut outside. You would just be the only person inside of it. And I mean, yeah, you guys could work out something. In fact, if you put a hut outside of this tunnel, everyone in the tunnel would actually have like no wind whatsoever pumping through here. So that'd be great.
No, I also see other benefits to that, but I wanted to try to say it in character once I knew once Rurik knew what the hut did.
Well, if you help me just maybe shovel away some of the snow, and I can put up the hut so that it also covers the entrance to the cave, and it should sort of.
Now, if
Provide
only I was a
some-
red dragonborn.
Oh, if it covers the entrance, wouldn't we should be able to then set up a small fire if we needed to, and right, because then no one would see it.
Well, yes, but the smoke could
Smoke
maybe
is-
rise through it.
Smoke is hard to see at night.
Sure,
You realize that
can
even
be
with the
smelled,
smoke-
you know.
Right.
That is true.
And many of us would be in danger from smoke suffocation.
I was just gonna say the smoke would probably kill us.
Well, out of character, the smoke would travel through the hut to get out of the cave and everything.
Yeah, air still passes through the hut, or else you would suffocate to death by being in it.
Which would be ironic.
Guys, we're so safe. Never wake up.
How did they die? It looks like
Carbon
they were all
monoxide.
sleeping here.
But yeah, air filters through it. But keep that in mind. Air filters through it.
Yeah, I remember Jero.
Does anyone have a cloth and/or a pole-like thing?
Oh, Rurik gives you his cloak as well as his quarterstaff.
Wait, you're taking off
No.
your cloak? Okay.
Well, I mean, if he's in the cave.
It's still cold, buddy.
Oh, God.
I will hand them to Kale, who is infinitely smarter. Do you think you could set up a bit of a cloth wall or cloak wall, I guess in this instance, at the entrance? Block out some of the wind?
Wait, did Creep already
Maybe I
set up
could
his
try.
tiny hut?
I mean, I feel like you weren't there for that entire conversation that they just had.
Yeah, wait.
The tiny
He
hut.
Like one of the first things Jared said, if he puts it in front of the cave, the wind will be safe from the wind.
I
So
think I
I'm
missed
going to
that
start
part.
doing
okay.
that. Ritual cast tiny hut. It's the only way I can cast it.
You pull out your book, and because you have the entrance of the cave to rest it in, you don't have to worry about the snow pelting into it, the wind ripping the pages, or anything such as that. Which reminds me, is this book durable by any chance? Wait, this is the Book of Shadows, right?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. It's immune to damage. Well, not immune. It's just durable enough.
Yeah.
Your book
fine.
is fine. Mundane books are at risk when you ritual cast with them. So, you all watch as Creve begins inciting some type of incantation from the book, and sprinkles out a layer of ash that seems to just grow out from their palm as they run their hand against it. And after a moment, there is a nice warm breeze to all of you that erupts, and the entrance into this cave is blocked off by something that looks like... What texture do you make your hut look like?
Is that from the outside? You mean?
Yes, yeah. You can choose the opacity, so pretty much you can blend it into any terrain. You can make it look like the terrain.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So it now looks like there's no exit, just a cave. Like a wall in front of all of you.
I actually did use tiny hut to raid in a stealth once
To do what?
to help me hide, make a stealth roll.
Damn. Either you had way too much time to prepare that, or you actually prepared the spell? Which would be a first for any wizard. I mean, just...
That
think, no,
was
it's still-
that was a Friday game. The old Friday game.
I don't recall that moment.
It still needs a minute to cast, though, too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, reasonably getting 1 minute from people who are chasing after you. Okay. 11 minutes? No.
Unless you really tricked them.
We're hiding inside of a house at the time. We had plenty of time for the ritual cast, even.
Gotcha. Yeah, I completely forget about all of that. Huh. But anyways, You now have your hut set up, Creve, and is anybody else joining Creve in that hut, or is everybody else staying in the cave itself?
I will be joining Crib in the hut to take watch.
Very well.
Yes, I'm not intending to stay awake all the time. So if you want to come and take watch, that's very good.
I'm taking
Just stick my head out into the cave.
Oh my.
Now, I would like to know who's taking which watches. Who's first, second?
I can take second.
I'll do first.
I'll take the first one.
All right, so Creve, Einon first. Wait,
Oh yeah, KLC.
Kyle.
Okay.
All right, Kyle can do first, second. So that'll be
Yeah, I'll take that.
okay. Creve called it first, so we have Creve, Kyle.
Then a retake Kyle, I think.
And then a retake
yeah.
Kyle. And who's doing third and fourth?
I am third.
Okay.
If you need, I can take a watch. And
Who'll be
then,
fourth?
and Buster will take his watch.
All right, so Buster's doing watch with you. Makit, do you want to take third with Ein?
Oh,
Well. So, perception checks, each watch. Either both of you roll separately, or one helps the other roll.
I'd rather take it with advantage. I have a good modifier.
Yeah, I'll help out, Kyle.
First watch.
Alrighty.
I'll probably help Kale with his will.
Okay.
Second watch.
Third watch.
Do you want me to help you or the other way around, Nikit?
I wouldn't mind the help. Okay.
Right. So I'll. Oh, nice.
Nice.
22.
Alrighty. Now, fourth watch. Were you helping Buster?
No, Buster's got the advantage from sniffing.
Ah, so go ahead and roll yours.
I did a 15.
Where? No, that was Buster's. Roll your perception. You're both taking fourth.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was making a joke that Rurik slept through it because old guy.
Old
Okay.
people don't sleep longer than 6 hours.
Yeah.
That is fair. Yeah, that's true.
You just fell asleep first. Old people do that. But they're always awake before dawn. It's weird as shit. Like, just,
Yeah, and they always have breakfast ready for you somehow.
it's great.
When they're your grandparents, I should say. Clarify.
Now is the time for me to roll my D100.
Not a D8? Thank God.
Oh, can I do it? Can I do it, Gerald?
No, I like to roll dice too, thank you. Okay. D4. Ooh, first watch. What did we get? 17? Oh, I missed this die. Much.
Ooh, blood die?
No, I recently found my purple die. It's been a while since I got to use it. And purple
been a
die
while.
rolls pretty well. So, first watch. As the two of you are sitting there inside of the hut, not having to cuddle for warmth, but choosing to. No, I'm fucking with you. Both of you hear what sounds like crunching into the snow very suddenly.
Hey, whisper. What's that? Have you heard that?
This was on the first or second watch? You said?
First watch.
All right. I'm not sure. I think I heard something maybe.
God. Fuck. By the way, Jaro, how's the night? Is it a very heavy cloudy night, or is he a moonlighted night?
It's very cloudy, and also the wind has not ceased quite yet.
There's no moon.
I mean, there is a moon. You know it's there. It's just hidden behind
Yeah. Okay.
the storm that seems to be moving over top of you.
Is it coming from the left or the right? The footsteps.
To the right. Roll me a perception check. Okay. You see two very feminine looking harpies who just like perch downwards and seem to be looking in your direct direction, confused. Do either of you speak Primordial?
Nope.
No.
Okay, then. They seem to be having a little bit of an argument between the two of them.
There are two RPs. They look in our direction confused. I think they are looking for the cave we're in at the moment.
Yes, that seems likely.
Is there any way they can go through if they know it's there, or it's just like solid surface for them?
Out of character. I'm not entirely. Can they break into the hut?
So the way the hut mechanically works, as written, is that only people that you discerned at the time that you cast the hut may pass through it.
Right.
However, I have my own ruling that there is significant enough damage that can actually cause you to make concentration checks to maintain the hut, or they can shatter through. But the base damage to do that, since it's a 3rd level spell, means they have to begin by exceeding 30 damage from one hit.
Right.
So it's very unlikely that harpies are going to break your hut, unless they know dispel magic and they know it's there, in which case, get fucked, it's gone.
Yeah, luckily it wasn't like a frost giant or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, was that your game?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I actually had that situation where it was a frost giant who, like, they saw that they were there and they were like, wait, what do you mean you're beating the shit out of my hut? And they just kept smashing it.
Well, they're not able to
Fire giant.
see it particularly, and it can be broken, but they cannot move into it easily. I have not allowed them.
Also, you can choose to allow sound to move through if you would like, or to make it so they can't hear you. You can talk at a normal volume. The tiny hut is really ridiculous. It's
Yeah, I'm.
I don't remember you making it.
I'm not gonna risk that.
Yeah.
So.
You should just stay here,
Yes.
silently.
And do not
Wait.
cast any spell outside of it. You cannot do that.
no spells can pass through it, and you can't cast spells outside of it while you're in it.
No.
Okay.
So they are.
No.
Yeah.
Question, a mechanical question. If I cast Mage Hand outside of the
It won't
hut
go.
and then get in the hut, can I still control the Mage Hand that is outside?
Yes, that still works, but you would have to leave the hut, cast it there, and then get back in the hut.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
No, just
Uh,
in case.
so the two harpies are going to walk directly towards you, step onto your dome, and you watch as their fairly large talons like reach across and grapple it, and then lift themselves up on top and walk over it. What is your spell save DC, Breve?
That would be the maximum at this level. Let me see. So 16? Yeah.
Okay. 14. Damn. They did look at the hut a bit more curiously, but neither of them realized what it was, and they just keep patrolling, walking up. They seem to be arguing, trying to find something.
Seems to me that maybe, well, there are maybe a couple options. either they know about the cave and were seeking it for their own use, or they had spotted us maybe earlier and knew that we would make use of it.
I hope
Either
that the wind and the snow would cover our tracks. I haven't make sure of it.
Well, yes, it blows enough. I don't think we left any too much of tracks like that, maybe.
That's what I hope. But you never know.
I'm
I'll
not
do the
an
try anyway.
outdoorsman, like, you know.
I'm more a indoor / underground kind of man than an outdoor person, honestly. I'm outdoor just to go from one underground to the other. Still, hope the sensors pass and let's make sure that we may need them.
Alrighty. So, the rest of your watch goes by without a hitch. Creve, it's time for you to go sleeps.
So I will take my little sleepy time, but go and maybe you should tell the others, but don't panic them, of course. Good night.
Night, night.
Come here, Omen.
Meow.
I start tuck him into the bedroll with me, just
Cuddle. Yeah.
cuddle.
All right. So Arite, are you gonna go wake up Arite, KL?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feed him in about what happened last, the RPs and stuff. Don't make too much noise until you're in the hut.
Did you get that, Arite?
No, I can barely hear Kale.
Oh, I said that I was feeding you in about the RPs and to remain quiet until you're in the hut.
That's at least they didn't figure out what this was.
Lucky enough.
All right. So the two of you sit there, listening to the very deep, rumbly voice of the cat as it is purring, but it sounds more like a bear, like. And Creve seems to be sleeping like a baby, cuddling this thing.
So I just imagine, because of how heavily it's purring, it's just like a small like vibration against Creve or something.
Yes. Good vibrations.
He's getting some good vibes from it.
So, nothing happens for the second watch. Third watch, Kael and Rite, you have to go wake up Ayn and Makit.
We'll do and fill them in.
Alrighty.
We would also probably fill them in on the Harpy situation.
I think that's what Kael just said.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
So, you all get filled in on the Harpy situation. Are you taking any precautions?
I'm also filled them in about the heavy snoring of Creve.
Yep.
I won't be doing anything myself.
Very well.
Thank God Mikit's familiar doesn't snore like that.
So the two of you sit in there and just keep watch.
I'll keep a closer watch than usual since he warned us about harpies.
So, do either of you speak Primordial?
Of course not.
I don't know.
Okay. Because the harpies do come back This time they have a third harpy with them. This one appears much more masculine, fairly large looking biceps as well. Covered in less clothing than the other two, and it seems to be scrutinizing around this area, and they both like point directly at you guys in the hut.
That looks worrying, Mickey. Should we do anything to warn the others about this?
Well, as long as could go back and warn the others, there might be a bit of trouble coming.
While you're having this conversation, the big one points gesturingly directly at you and just begins chirping something at the other two, which both shake their head looking very confused.
Looks like they're arguing. I wonder what preparations we could do.
The big one begins approaching.
Yeah, I'll start heading back in case they get violent or start trying to break through.
Alrighty. Makit heads on back, leaving Ein sleeping with the very deep-voiced Kitty and Creve. And you watch as the big one kind of like wraps their arms around this dome, squeezes, and you watch as their entire body ripples aggressively as they start trying to lift it.
Oh no. I'll just have my shields ready. Just stand up and have my shield ready just in case.
After about...
with
yeah?
my back towards Grief, yes.
Okay. After about 10 seconds of heaving, it releases and scratches its head, and then it holds its hand out, and you watch one of them comes over with a hammer. And it just smashes against the dome. Creve, you immediately wake the fuck up. You see this very large masculine harpy just struck your dome with a hammer and looks confused.
They are quite persistent.
By my great grandfather, what is it now? These.
The harpies are quite persistent in finding out what the hell happened here. Now there's 3 of them.
Right. It seems they're trying to break in. Should we?
Mikid is already gone towards the others. I don't know if he woke them up yet.
Well, I think it's about time we wake everyone up. Maybe it's we need to deal with this.
The large harpy strikes again.
Oh no.
And this time looks even more confused, and then just starts backing up towards the other two, shaking their head, looking confused. And none of you speak Primordial, so yeah.
I would have, but
You would have, but...
Oh well.
But I don't, yeah, I would have had that extra language slot.
Damn.
Should we still wake them up now?
Didn't you say Nikki
Yeah,
wake them up?
He's preparing, but I don't know if he can see through the dome towards what.
Right, yes,
the
go.
danger is.
Yes, we wake everyone up.
Yeah,
Oh man,
I'll-
just wake them
I'll
up.
poke my head towards the others and start telling Mickey that the big one starts hitting the thing with the hammer now, so get them ready.
So all of you are being roused, awake.
Yeah.
Okay, just get started. What's going on?
Harpies apparently trying to break through.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Oh dear God! All right.
So there was only 2 of them first, and now there is a 3rd one, and I don't know if maybe more of them will come if we just stay like this.
Maybe, unless, oh God, I'm tired. Unless something happens, maybe leave them be for now, and then.
Well, something is happening. They're trying to break in.
Oh, are they? Oh, all right. If they break in, then yeah, we need to be ready.
Yes,
Maybe
that's
we can.
why.
Can we negotiate with them?
I don't speak their language. I mean, they might speak some of the other languages. I know, but I don't know if these harpies are proficient in common and Sylvan.
Why don't we just scare them away or fight them? Well, actually, that's a bad idea. They fly away, tell the rest. We.
Yes, they may have like a large tribe or something.
Maybe while they still don't know we're here, can you keep the hut up? Is it going to break?
It will not break easily, but it can break. But at this point, it does not seem like there are much of a threat to it yet.
And the way I see it, if they realize that this, whatever they think your hut might be, can't easily be broken, then maybe they'll leave for now and try to think up a plan. And by the time they get back, we'll have already left.
That is very wishful thinking.
I'm just worried that since they brought 3 now, they'll end up bringing more of them.
Yes, they seem very insistent on getting through it.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, they are far gone outside of eyesight.
Yeah,
I thought they were still banging.
No, he struck twice and then walked off.
Yeah. Well, it seems like they left for now, but I'm just worried that they'll end up calling for more, since when they were 2 that you told us they were just poking in, now they have a hammer. I'm just worried that the 3rd time they'll come here, they end up coming with more tools to do something towards this area.
Probably.
Give me a sec, and Urik's gonna kind of start looking around the cave area, try to see if there's anything in here other than the shelter that those harpies might be looking for.
All right, roll me an investigation.
Dang. Wish I was good at this.
Hey, not bad.
12. I mean, the only thing that you could imagine this grants is shelter. There's nothing else really that you can discern as unique about this area.
Hale, do you think there's a hidden stockpile somewhere in here? Something maybe buried into the ground?
I just took a look. Other than the shelter it provides, I don't see anything. Maybe. Is it possible?
They were here after buried treasure. When they have come with shovels, I don't think harpies can dig very well on their own.
Maybe they were seeking shelter from the storm. And Jerry, is the storm still going on?
Roll me a survival check.
I'm actually trained in this.
Oh yeah. By the way, Jero, I'm gonna check if the cave is like a dugout or natural.
I already answered that question earlier.
It was natural.
Oh, yeah, I must have.
No,
I have a question
no, it was not
concerning-
natural.
It was not natural.
Oh.
It
yeah.
looks like it was a ore vein that was dug out specifically for the ore inside and then left.
Yeah, there we go. Because I heard the all vein. I wasn't sure if it's dug out yet or not, so I have to double check. That's all.
What was your question, Kreef?
Yeah, is it possible to allow someone to get into the hut and then
sort of take away their privileges so that they can't leave?
No,
Okay.
the hut's good. It's not that good.
All right. Could be
It's
really
not
funny.
Luminan's tiny prison hut. It is.
Yeah.
But then they would just pull a Rorschach, and it's like, I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
But I could allow one of them to actually get inside.
Yeah. Well, no,
Um,
it's at the time that you cast it, you allow people in or out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, what are we doing?
Well,
Do we still stay
no.
here or do we get a
But,
move on to somewhere else?
I need to finish my night.
I think for now the danger's past. If we need to, is it possible to move the hut a little to the, so maybe we all take shelter in it and they can go in the cave?
yes, we can do that.
You would just have to break this hut and create a new one.
Out of character, are you able to hard to cast Tiny Hut?
Yep.
Makit, you can only do that if you have it prepared. Do you have it prepared?
Nope.
There we go.
But you could ritually cast it, right?
Yes. The difference is 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, if you eventually cast Tiny Hut within your previous Tiny Hut, wouldn't it, like, once that one's complete, override the previous one? So it's kind of
I
like,
have it so the moment you start casting a new one, the old one goes away.
Even if it's two different casters?
If it's two different casters, then it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, because that's what it would be.
Well then,
So it would
Look,
overlap.
Nikit doesn't have it prepared, does he?
he doesn't need it prepared.
he's
Oh,
a
no.
wizard.
Wizard, ritual cast.
Yep.
Right.
He's a wizard, Ari. Tay.
I forget that you don't need
Yeah.
folks.
So you
Wizards
can
are
just
actually really good at magic.
Yeah.
They're not
just
like
not good at-
charisma casters.
Hey, don't diss my charisma casters.
The only thing wizards are really bad at is surviving.
So if you can make another one then that overlaps with some of the same area, we could wait until that's set up, then move into it, and I can take away mine.
Wait. Do you imagine if they come back and they find that a huge piece of stone has magically moved?
Kale has a point.
Maybe they would. We could leave some kind of warning. I don't know.
Or maybe you can make it look like the big guy, when he hit it hard enough, it moved it. I don't know if that's possible.
Moved it after he had already seen nothing happened and left it behind.
Let's just finish up our night, and if they come back, we'll see when this, and if ever this happens.
And if you guys are really so worried, I could cast a second tiny hut just inside of the first one.
Well, sure.
If it would have calmed them down at least, so feel free, Mikit.
Alright.
And just mechanically speaking, out of game, are we haven't like exerted ourselves yet, so we could still get a long rest.
Yeah, no, none of you have done any activities that would interrupt your long rest. You can still continue with it, you just have to continue with it.
If I recall correctly, too, that was the third watch, and now the last one is Rurik's watch, right?
Yeah, but you still need an hour.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't
Every
the
other
end of the
watch.
third watch, it was during the third watch.
Ah.
You still need an hour before you can take your final watch. And then you're done. So, You
Listen,
all-
I say we sleep for the last 3 hours, and then we deal with it when we are a bit more rested.
Sure. So long as those who are on watch can wake us if something happens. I don't.
If I feel like any of us are in danger, I'll make sure you get woken on my watch.
But good enough for me. Omen, come here.
Bro.
I lay down again.
But anyways, watches continue. For the remainder of the third watch, nothing happens. You wake up Rorik and Buster. Let them take over the watch. During which time, Rorik, are you gonna prepare food?
Yeah, you know, just
Yeah,
Yeah.
what are you cooking?
probably not with a fire exactly because of
Oh.
recent events, but he knows some tricks to kind of warm up something even in cold weather.
What are you cooking?
Oh no, like it's not like it's rations. It's warming up rations, but it's not cooking.
Warm ration.
At
Here's
least
your
warm in this
meat
weather.
slab. It's
But
lukewarm.
God damn it. You're such- Oh god.
Better than freezing.
Yep. Don't worry, guys. I pressed it between my hands.
I'd like to imagine he was like burning hands or something while he held them
I-
between his hands.
God damn it.
But-
If you want me to make a fire, I'll make a fire, guys.
I mean, that's up
Let's
to you.
do
man.
this.
You're good. You do you. I'm just saying, lukewarm meat slab. Just like that's breakfast.
If it is a Tyson, I can instantly warm them.
Hey, there
is
you
that-
go. Wizards are broken.
Which is why you have to break them yourself.
That's exactly what I. But anyways, the remainder of your watch goes off very easily. You hand over everybody their meat slabs, and nothing else seems to have come across you all. In fact, now that morning is here, the day seems to have settled substantially. The winds have settled substantially. But
Here,
at this point, I think we're going to go ahead and go on break. Everybody, we'll be right back.